Hey everyone, it's KIREI here for Hip Kit Club, and I'm here with my first layout using the fabulously festive November kits. Now, my assignment was to focus on the metal die sets and the stamp sets. So I'm using 3 metal dies, the stitchable tags, winter floral, and the stitchable leaf set, which is from October. I snuck that one in. And then I'm using the 2 stamp sets from the November kits, the Pocket Life stamp set and the stamp set that comes with the embellishment kit. So I have pulled out one pattern paper. It's the Holiday Magic. It's the one with the circles all over it, and that's in the main kit. And then I've just pulled out the red paper here, Poinsettia, which is from the cardstock kit. And I'm cutting out a large circle. I think it's about 11.5-inch circle. And I'm going to distress the edges. And then that's going to be sort of the base for my layout. I've gone with the circles because the photos that I'm using have circles on them. They were little felt hoops that I made last year, embroidered last year. I made about, I think, was it 9 of them as gifts for a design team that for our Go-Go scrapbook events team. So I made those last year, and I love making those little handmade gifts. It's just really satisfying, and I wish I could do a lot more handmade gifts. I just seem to never have the time. So, which is sad, really, but I should make time, shouldn't I? So, anyway, because they were circular, I'm sort of repeating the theme through the pattern paper and then the large red circle that I'm adding as a sort of a background because the pattern paper is obviously quite detailed. I just wanted to balance that with a plain paper as well. So I've got that down now. And then I've pulled in this December piece, and this is from the Pocket Life set, actually. I just really liked it as a background. So I'm just layering that up behind my photos. And then I'm pulling in a couple of the other coloured papers from the cardstock kit. And I'm going to use this one here, which is mistletoe. Oh, no, I think it's spruce. No, this one's spruce. It's a slightly darker green. And then I'm going to actually use the sort of yellow tone, which is called Bright. That's right. I had to remember that one. Bright for my other photos. So I'm just going to back both of the 2 photos, mount those on the plain papers, and then of course I will distress the edges as well. And then that's sort of the basis of the layout. And then I can work on the embellishment side of it. And this is where the metal dies come into play. So yeah. So, I mean, I have to say, I don't use lots of metal dies, but I do have a number that I really like working with. And these ones that I'm using are sort of a perfect addition, if you like, to your collection because they're florals and they're leaves, and they're the sorts of things that honestly go with anything. And even though the florals are, feel like they could be a little bit festive, actually, if you do those in different colors, they can be perfect. They could work perfectly for layouts for spring or summer. So yeah, so they're really, really versatile. And then I have cut a load of the flowers in the different sizes. I've got the leaves in the different colours. So again, I've used the mistletoe and the spruce, the light green and the dark green in the cardstock kit, and then the red, the poinsettia as well. And then I've also cut a couple of tags. I've cut those in ice. It's a very, very light blue. Now I cut some of the flowers, as you can see, in white because I wanted to add work with the colour kit as well. We have the Lindy's Magical shakers here, and I'm using the Trust the Process red and golden sleigh bells on those small little centre sort of flower centres. And then I've just added some gold detail to the red flowers. I just wanted to see what it was like. And then I've actually just added some splatters as well. So they're drying, and now I can stitch the stitchable leaves. Now, these leaves are actually from the October hip kit, but they're super versatile and you can honestly use them with anything. And I just really wanted to add a little bit more. So, and with the stitching, it just creates another texture on the layout, which is really, really nice. So just adding the stitching to the leaves, and then I think then I can start to sort of work on building up my clusters. Here we go, all done as if by magic. And to be fair, they're really, really easy to stitch, so it doesn't take long at all. Okay, oh, stamping. Yes, of course. I wanted to add some stamping. And so on my December sort of calendar sheet, I'm just at the top, I'm going to add a special delivery. And this one is from the stamp set that comes with the embellishment kit, the November embellishment kit. So I'm just using a black ink from my stash, and I'll get special delivery just at the top there. I thought that was appropriate because, of course, they were gifts. And then I have the Pocket Life stamp set, and I'm using this. This is really, really useful, the little lined piece. And I'm stamping that onto my tag, and that's where I'm going to add my journaling. So it just really helps. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I wouldn't want like, wonky lines when I'm writing journaling. So that works perfectly. And then I'm just going to add a few more pieces. Oh, what you're seeing me doing there, I was just using an rubber, an eraser, and on the stamps. Now, because they're brand new, just by rubbing across them with an eraser, it just helps to prime them so the ink grabs better. To be honest, it's not something I found. I discovered it on I think it was on a YouTube video, and actually it really, really does work. So yes, so perfect, just to prime your stamps that first time when you're using them. So yeah, so I've stamped Merry Christmas, and then I'm just bringing in, I've got little holly, they're super tiny, which you can hardly see them here, but there's holly leaves and berries, and then I'll add a couple of little stars, and I'm just using a couple of inks from my stash. So just in the reds, the greens, and then the yellow as well. So yeah, so then that's my journaling tag done. So my stamping there. Um, so again, I mean, there's so many with stamp sets. You can do so many things with them, and with all the sentiments and things like that, they're lovely just to add a little bit of extra, below your journaling or something like that. Those tiny little elements can be added, and I will add some of those to my layout. So I do add the stars onto some of the background areas. I think, oh, there we go. I did add some stars up the top there, just where the red leaves are. It's hard to see actually because they are small. Okay, so now I've got all my red leaves. I just realized that it's red flowers. So now I've got all my flowers. The painted ones are dry, so I can start to layer them up. So I'm adding some of the little centers. So I've got the gold centers. I've got the very pale blue, light blue centers that I'm adding to some. And then I will layer up one of the large florals, the red ones that I've painted. I will layer that up to create a bit of a feature. Oh, this is the one here. There we go. I'm layering up there with a large floral, and then the medium sized floral, and then just the little gold center there. So I'm just sort of building all of those up. And I'm certainly a scrapbooker who loves to add layers, texture, dimension. Nothing is ever like super flat. Even if it is stuck down flat, essentially, the edges are distressed, the corners are lifted up, and the same goes for embellishment. So, and flowers are such a lovely way to do that because you can curve the petals up, and the centers. So which is exactly what I'm doing here. Right, so things are starting to get a little bit more stuck down now. What am I going to do next? I think, is it clusters? No. Oh, that's right. Okay, now I'm just sort of going, right, okay, how are things going to sit? So I'm just going to sort of sit everything, tuck things in, and add all the leaves. And then once I'm happy with it, then I can start to stick all of the embellishment elements down. But essentially, all of my embellishments for this layer are pretty much made with the metal dies, and yeah, they are pretty much made with the metal dies. So yeah, so that winter floral set, even though it's winter florals, actually lots of those elements could be used on other layouts, as I said earlier, on sort of spring, summer, whatever. So yeah, so here we go, placing everything in, just tucking my leaves in, creating those three, and I'm creating 3 clusters. Again, rule of 3. 3 is the sort of, from a design perspective, is really important. So your eye almost draws into the center when you've got your 3 clusters, if you like, so it really brings them in. So Ah, that's right. And then I decided that I needed to add even more texture. So I'm going to stitch the centres of my flowers, and the larger ones, that is. And I'm going to just add three French knots to each of them. There are three like holes anyway. So I thought, okay, that's perfect. I'm just going to do some French knots. And here we go. So yeah, doing each of those. Actually, French knots, they look really fiddly, but actually they're really actually quite easy. Once you know what you're doing, they're really easy, but they just add, that little extra dimension. So, okay, all the flower centers are now done. All the one, well, certainly the ones that I wanted to do are now done. I'm now looking to add a little sort of gold element, and I pulled out the gold puffy stickers. These are in the main kit, and I'm just adding the little, like, they're like little stars to the center of each of those flowers. So you can't, I mean, obviously I've added gold to the red flowers, so just adding a little bit more gold to some of the others. And then I think I'll start to get things stuck down. Now, if you are not a Hip Kit Club subscriber at the moment, but you've been, looking and you were sort of interested and weren't sure whether you wanted to subscribe, I have a discount code and it will be in the description below this YouTube video. You can use that discount code to try and purchase one of the kits, and certainly these Christmassy or festive kits are really popular. So, and there's loads of fabulous goodies. So if you wanted to try out, there is a discount code in the description below this video. Okay, so now things are getting stuck down, just using some wet glue on all of those, and just, that allows me a little bit of movement without drying too quickly, just while I get everything placed where I'm, stuck down, and, making sure I'm happy with it. So really just, again, just building up those clusters. So you can see that really lovely dimension and layers that's really starting to give. Okay, I think we are all stuck down now. What have I got now? Oh, I thought, there's a couple of little gold sprigs on there that I think I might just add in as well. So yeah, just getting those stuck down. Oh no, changing my, no, it goes back to where it started. Okay, and then I have some of the chipboard stickers. These are in the embellishment kit, and there was a little snowman on one of them. And I thought I had to add a snowman because obviously my little felt hand stitched hoops snowmen on them. So yeah, that was a little nod to that. And then now I try to add more of these chipboard shapes, and I keep moving them around and trying a different one, but I don't add any other. I only go with the one. Okay, puffy stickers. Yes, here we go. These are in the embellishment kit as well, and I'm just tucking in. There's a few little like wrap presents, little parcels there. So I'm just tucking a few of those in because obviously these were gifts. So that ties in nicely to my story, my photo. So just getting those tucked in. And what have I got next? Oh, still trying a few more. Oh, you'll see I've stamped that right tag as well, and that's I used Joyful, and that is from the stamp set in the embellishment kit. And then I added a couple of little some yellow stars, which is from the Pocket Life stamp set as well. And with my tags, I tie either a bow or I wrap some thread around, and I just wrap some red thread around both of the tags. I'm just these are some of the tiny little puffy stars. Just tucking those into each of the clusters. And our title now. So I'm using the puffy stickers. I'm using Festive, and I'm going to have December Festive Gifts. So I'm just sort of layering that slightly over the December, and then I'm going to use this fabulously glittery green alpha, and that's with the main kit for the word gifts. And then I'm sort of, I'm almost done. I'm obviously going to add my journaling. I'm just bringing out the Lindy's Magical Shakers again with the golden sleigh bells. And I am just going to add some gold splatters to my clusters. And then I'm pretty much done. I think we've got some close-ups coming up in just a moment. Here we go. Here is the final layout. See, I've added my journaling to the tag. And here are the close-ups. You can see those beautifully die cut flowers and leaves. and then the stamping detail that I've added to the tags and the top of the layer. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the process video, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.